Hey guys, welcome to another video. So today, cooling stuff. I'm gonna steal the radiator off shit car, figure out my hard lines for the coolant reroute, and wire up my fans and stuff. I'm probably gonna split this into 2 videos. I'm not exactly sure where I'm gonna get to today, so we'll see what happens there, but there will probably be a part 1 and 2 of this. So yeah. I also got some 10 mil spacers from Fly Miata. They look really good, some nice aluminum pieces. Let's get those installed first. All right, I'm actually really happy with this. You can see, but looks really good. I still had enough stud to put the lug nuts on, so that's good. Let's do the other side. Sweet, well, I'm super happy with that. Kind of see the comparison here. Yeah, back you can see. It looks really good. So, yeah, that's it for that. Next thing. So for reasons that should be apparent, this is my parts car, shit car. As you can see by the interior, the giant hole in the floor, how bad the paint really is, and the engine bay. So the good thing with this car is that someone was trying to turn it into a Lemons car, and they ended up putting some things in it that I can scourge from it. So I've already taken a bunch of stuff, but right now I'm gonna take this radiator. I don't know what Zap company this is, but it's a bigger aluminum radiator. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. And let's get to pulling this out, emptying the coolant and everything, and see what's up with it. All right, so now that we got it moved out into the driveway a little bit, I'm gonna start doing things. It's gonna take a little while, so I'll be back. All right, so got the radiator out of shit car. It's like a decent, it's a cheaper radiator. The brand is Zap. Holds coolant. It's been holding coolant for, I don't know, probably a year. So I know it's not gonna leak. I'm not that worried about it. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it to see if it pops, especially since I'm running some higher pressures, but I'm not that worried about it. So I'm gonna start pulling the one out of my car, fans and everything, and get it kind of set and see how it fits. So now that we got the radiator in, it looks really good, fits well, obviously it should. I'm gonna start looking at the hardline setup I wanna have and sort of mocking that up. I'll show you the pieces in a second, but I'll explain kind of why I have it that way. Normally, there would be a pipe coming from this orange plate that I have right here, which is where the thermostat used to be, straight over to the radiator. What I have on the car is a coolant reroute. A lot of people do it. It's a really popular mod. It kind of solves an issue that these cars have, which ends up overheating the fourth cylinder. So the way it works is that coolant comes out of the radiator in the bottom, goes into the water pump at the bottom, which is belt driven. That circulates it through the engine, and it ends up coming up on the back side. So it goes toward the bottom, comes up the back, and then comes out the front. What happens is that the back of the engine is the fourth cylinder. So coolant ends up kind of staying there and not circulating as well, which means it heats up and it never gets cooled down fresh coolant, which makes cylinder 4 overheat, which in turn makes that cylinder lean out faster. So what happens is it comes in the water pump at the front and it exits the rear, causing me to have a pipe that comes all the way around the engine to the radiator again. So I used to have it set up where I had this big long tube. I don't like it very much. It basically is this tube right here, and if you can see, it goes all the way under the engine. It goes back here. Thermostat's right behind the engine right there. And I didn't like this setup because this whole thing was pretty loose the whole time, and I don't, when I'm autocrossing, I don't want that happening. So what I'm gonna do is have a hard line come out the back of the engine, straight up and into the radiator. So this is all the stuff I have for the reroute. My plan is to cut the hose that's already on the back of the engine on the thermostat, because I can't really get back there without taking a bunch of other stuff off, so I want to try to keep that to a minimum. So I'm going to cut that right at the back of the engine, put this 2.5 coupler in place of it, and go to this coupler adapter. Then I'll build a 90 out, use the hard line to come straight up, 90-90, and then into the radiator. That should work. Again, I know this is excessive. All these 3 pieces of silicone I'm probably not going to need any of it, but I'll have some extra, and I'd rather have more than less. So, all right, guys. So it's kind of a few hours later. One thing I realized I want to do is I want to take out the charcoal canister, because that's in the way of really where I want to be doing this. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out and then start trying to mock this stuff up to fit where I want it. After a while, that works out perfectly. Exactly where we want it, straight up. So, that's going to get a clamp and a clamp. So that's going to be this big. Oh, lovely. Look at that. This is going to be so much simpler than I thought. This is going to be way easier than I thought. I totally overplayed this whole thing. I thought I was gonna need all these 90s and straight parts and everything. I way overbought things, like way farther than I thought. So yeah, it's whatever. All right, guys, I'm gonna do this quick because I'm running out of battery, but I got it all set like you saw in the last clip. So yeah, we got a nice 90 out of here. Straight pipe with a coupler right back to the, this is the pipe that was already there, and it goes straight back to the coolant reroute and the thermostat right in the back of the engine. So yeah, that looks amazing, and I'm super happy with it. So I'm gonna end the video here. This is actually a pretty good stopping point for me. Tomorrow, I'm gonna finish this off, make sure all the clamps are set the way I want them, put that wiring back together, hoses, whatever I took off, and start wiring up the fans and the fan circuit. I'll explain more on that tomorrow, but I'm gonna have a switch that's gonna activate one fan, and then the other fan is gonna be tied into the stock harness. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope this video is good, and I'll see you guys next time.